Okay, finally back in New York, but let's go.
Hey everyone, I was thinking about how cable news does a lot of its reporting on what people say and not what people do. When I was in San Francisco yesterday, 2 days ago, I noticed how CNN was running a story about Donald Trump says he might be willing to accept dirt from foreign countries on Democratic, candidates, or willing to accept intelligence. And the cable CNN had they were running their hour-to-hour programming on that Donald Trump said this. But that's different than Donald Trump actually acting on it. And it got me thinking more about how a lot of cable news is really what people say rather than what they do. And not to pull a banal quote, but Gandhi says actions express priorities. And it's true. Like, actions are much more meaningful than words. Words are cheap. Donald Trump, famously threatened to lock Hillary up during the presidential campaign, but as soon as he won, that, dissipated into the ether. Donald Trump is very good at saying things because he knows the media will report what people say. And in some ways, it's not the media's fault. The media is made up of humans, and we report what people say. That's what we do in our day-to-day lives. It's gossip. Oh, did you hear about this coworker? Did you hear about this friend? Did you hear about that ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend? How they said this? Can you believe that? It's a bit of human nature to report what people say and less about what people do. But that's because people say much more than they actually do, right? Like, we all know one person that says they're going to do this or are about to get this job or they're going to travel to this place, and they never do. But they report it just the same way, and it sounds exciting. And saying something can have the same level of excitement and drama that doing something does, but often, it doesn't amount to anything. In some ways, cable news is very much a human endeavor, in that it's required to fill 24 hours of content so they can put ads, and so they report what people say. But reporting what people say gives you a false sense of the world, just as in our day-to-day lives, as we report every gossip and every little snippet and anecdote we hear through our ears, we're not going to have a very accurate picture of what people are actually doing, because what they do is often either not what they say or totally opposite to what they say. In fact, often they have motive for saying something different than what they do. Donald Trump does this all the time. Political candidates do this all the time. And if I was, CNN or cable news, I would make it, as a desk editor, I would make it kind of the number one prerogative to not report what people say unless they actually do it. Saying like, oh, Donald Trump said this a week ago, he's now doing this, now we're reporting the story. It's funny, like when I was in San Francisco, I get a good example of this. I was walking around the Tenderloin, and I passed a guy who was crouched behind a car, looking in the side view mirror. And he was looking at the side view mirror. And as I walked past, I was like, "What is he doing?" And he was bent down on a knee, looking at the side view mirror, and hit a needle. And he was slowly injecting himself in through a vein in the neck. And he was using some guy's side view mirror on a parked car, to see exactly where he's threading the needle. There's San Francisco for you, the highs and lows of humanity. I do love San Francisco. But I thought, I'm sure that guy at some point has said he was going to quit injecting whatever. He told people he was going to stop, or he wasn't doing it. But that's very different than actually stopping. He's said a lot of things, I'm sure. But what he's actually doing is he's kneeling behind a car using the side view mirror to locate a vein. And that's a great analogy for news a lot of times. That news media outlets report what people say, not what they do. And when you report what people say instead of what they do, then you get a very warped view of the world, because what people say isn't really reality most of the time. Anyway, just a thought for you guys today. I'm back in New York, as you saw earlier. See you guys tomorrow. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.